Where are the best schools in Central Texas? Recent rankings released by a nonprofit called Children at Risk put Austin ISD's Liberal Arts and Science Academy, better known as LASA, at #1. AISD's LBJ Early College High School came in at the bottom. We wanted to take a closer look at these two schools, which wasn't hard because they're in the same building. It's a unique situation in East Austin. Two schools meeting under one roof. LBJ Early College High School is on the first floor. LASA is on the second. But they share athletics, fine arts, and a mascot. And last week, their seniors graduated together. But the sister schools are on opposite ends of recent high school rankings.
It is not apples to apples.
LBJ parents emphasize their campus is a traditional public school that takes transfers and students who live in the attendance zone.
This school receives students from some very difficult backgrounds.
LASA is a magnet school. Students must apply and go through a highly competitive selection process based on grades, test scores, teacher recommendations, and their ability to pass a gifted and talented exam. Last year, 550 students applied from across the world. Only 330 got in.
Because that's the, honestly, that's the.
But LASA's principal, Stacia Crescenzi, says it's not about one school being better than another.
There are brilliant students at LBJ, and they are doing amazing things. There are brilliant students at my campus, and they're doing amazing things.
That's what I'm talking about.
Despite LBJ's low ranking.
How you doing? It's good. How's those families going?
Principal Sheila Henry says her campus is on the rebound.
That data does not represent what's going on inside this building.
She says there is plenty to brag about, starting with a growing number of students passing state end-of-course exams.
We are 100% in biology this year. We're 84% in U.S. history. We're 76% in Algebra 1. That's up 20 percentage points from last year.
Then there's the early college program, putting students like Omari Henry on track to graduate with an associate's degree from Austin Community College.
By age 22, 23, I'll have my master's degree, which is really young compared to a lot of my other peers who don't have this opportunity.
It's what sold his parents on the school.
I mean, they've gone overboard to make sure that this is a success, and it is.
For Omari, his goal is more than getting ahead.
To be an example saying, hey, you can do this. It's not hard. All it requires is a little faith and hard work.
Students must pass a college readiness exam to start taking college courses. The principal says more students are qualifying every month, moving this campus in the right direction. And joining us this morning is Angela Ward with Austin ISD. You've got a long title, but basically you are an expert when it comes to diversity. You help educators embrace the diversity on different campuses and help them interact with those students. So let's start with LBJ and LASA, since obviously that was the focus of this story. How different are those two student bodies?
Well, LBJ and LASA kind of underscores the rich diversity that exists within Austin ISD. Each campus is different in its own right. LBJ, like the parent said in the piece, is very diverse in regards to the background of the students. We have students from very difficult backgrounds that attend LBJ Early College High School, and that is their reality. LASA is a much different campus, and that kind of underscores the wonderful and rich diversity that exists within Austin ISD. And we just finished up yesterday celebrating our No Place for Hate designation. So we have become the largest No Place for Hate district in the United States, and that underscores too that we recognize the rich diversity that exists on a campus like LBJ LASA. The No Place for Hate designation requires us to really look deeply into that diversity, and at central office, when we embarked on this goal to become a No Place for Hate school district 3 years ago, we were so cautious and really looking at when it comes to the fact that campuses have to design 3 activities, we wanted them to have complete autonomy in designing those activities because of the diversity of schools like LASA and LBJ. So the schools have student coalitions, and those student coalitions work together with staff, and they look at issues of race, issues of discrimination, issues of prejudice, issues of background that are impeding the learning process. And through those coalitions, with the help of staff, often many of our campuses have social emotional learning coaches, and those coaches are able to assist those staff with really digging into what are those issues that are truly impacting the learning environment, and how can we do a better job of meeting those needs for each student. And at Central Office, our senior cabinet is our coalition, and I personally work very closely with senior cabinet to make sure that the activities we choose at Central Office are really having us to develop and think through those tough questions and those issues where diversity comes into play. Are we truly tackling the tough issues so that we can make a difference in the lives of all of our students and families?
How does the changing diversity in AISD change what's happening in the classroom and how educators respond to that?
Yes, the changing diversity in Austin Independent School District really requires us, my role for the district as cultural proficiency and inclusiveness, we provide the staff with the opportunities to have conversations. Professional learning really starts to delve into discipline issues. We really look closely at you might have an incident where you have an African-American student and a white student. The exact same incident may happen, and they may be in the same classroom, and that teacher may do drastically different discipline for each of those students. Well, my role and the principal's role is to really begin to bring those things to the teacher's awareness and give them the tools to be able to recognize, well, I come from a different background than many of the students that I work with, so I have to be personally aware that when I make decisions, discipline-wise, curriculum-wise, that I'm often I'm predisposed to make decisions that favor my background.
We are out of time. We are out of time, Angela. Thank you so much for coming in this morning, though, and giving us a more in-depth look at the diversity issue.
Okay. Thank you.